Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic Live. I'm your host, Neil Johnson, and I am so excited to bring this report to you, folks. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting is done. That's right. Now, some of the PBS member stations may still stay alive. They may get enough funding, but the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, it's over. They are shutting down. I'm going to share this great report with you because this is the best news of the freaking day. Okay, but not only that, folks, I want to give you a quick recap from Leavitt's last press conference and how much winning that we are actually experiencing. She said, Trump has been secretly brokering peace deals. 6 wars have been ended in 6 months. Thailand, Cambodia, an estimated 300 lives saved. Israel, Iran, India, Pakistan, and more. 1 peace deal per month since taking office. When have we seen that? The big pharma ultimatum, did you all catch this the other day? 17 CEOs received letters directly from President Trump. They have 60 days to implement international drug pricing or face every tool in our arsenal. That's right, the most favored nation status here in the U.S. That is big time winning, okay? The EU trade deal, I mentioned this before, but that's not $60 billion, folks. It's $600 billion in investments plus $750 billion in energy purchases and 0 U.S. concessions. It is the largest trade deal in human history, and it was completed in 48 hours. $200 million White House ballroom construction begins September 2025, and Trump is funding it with private donations, including his own money. It's the first major addition in 150 years. The left is freaking out, but it's not your tax dollars. But what's really wild is they weren't freaking out about your tax dollars used for the Corporation of Public Broadcasting that has now met its demise as it has been defunded by the Trump administration and now is shuttering its doors. Okay? Oh, this is such a great story. I'm going to get into it because I've got something very funny to share with you. Remember the other day he talked about Pelosi? She's been exposed. Her $174,000 salary, but $413 million net worth. She'll say it's all her husband, but the reality is he's making those trades based off the information he's giving her. Okay. She outperforms Warren Buffett. Come on. Okay. Gaza mission. Special envoy entering Gaza tomorrow with U.S. Ambassador Huckabee for direct humanitarian assessment. Major shift in Middle East approach. The midnight deadline. 200 countries scrambling as reciprocal tariffs hit tonight. 200 countries are trying to get this stuff worked out. South Korea has already agreed to $350 billion investment with 90% going to pay U.S. debt. Brown University has surrendered $50 million fine, ends all trans surgeries on minors, returns to merit-based admissions, adopts biological male-female definitions. The presidential fitness test returns to American school. Folks, that is awesome. Carolyn Leavitt covered all of that in her press briefing just the other day. Okay, but here's where it gets good, and I'm going to pull in. Oh, boy, folks, I am so excited about this. Here it is. Corporation for Public Broadcasting, funder of NPR and PBS, says it will end operation within months after federal budget cuts. Now, here's the thing. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting can continue. They just can't continue with your tax dollars. This is absolutely awesome. If you're not excited about this, you don't get the media landscape. You don't get how important this is. How many of you are excited about this news? Because this just broke. I mean, this is fresh manna, folks. This is within the half hour. This is huge winning, okay? And when we get into this article, but here, I'm going to show you something else really cool because I pulled up PBS's defunded but not defeated. Your support is essential. Help keep your local PBS stations strong. Wait. Here's what you're missing out on, folks. The Washington Week with the Atlantic. That's right. This is the Atlantic, the most false, fake, biased piece of crap rag out there. The ones that told you about the suckers and losers hoax. That's right. Those people, they've had more hoaxes than they can shake a stick at. Look at this. Washington Week with the Atlantic. Federal funding zeroed out. Safeguard independent news program with integrity at Washington Week. Donate now. They are seeking donations all over the place. Okay, donate now. Donate now. That is their whole thing. preview coming up on the Washington week with the Atlantic. There it is. I mean, this is the kind of crap that you're missing out on when the Corporation for Public Broadcasting gets defunded. I'm so excited about this, folks. I can hardly stand it. Do need to mention my sponsor really quickly, folks. That's Birch Gold. For the best in gold and silver, go to birchgold.com/lumberjack, or get your free info kit on gold by texting the word lumberjack to the number 989898. Again, that's 989898. There is no obligation, folks, just useful information. And here's the thing. Central banks have been on a buying binge in gold. Gold is up 40% over the last year. It has been one of the best performing asset classes out there, and they're not making any more of it. They are finding a little bit more on the mining, but that's only 2% per year, even with all their mining efforts. So gold is absolutely fantastic. So is silver. I encourage you to get some physical gold and silver. You can even convert an existing IRA or 401k into physical, tangible gold and silver held in a safe deposit box or a depository of your choice. And then, folks, on top of that, you can get some just to store at home. So, but check this out. This article is so good. So I'm going to get down to this. All right. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting said Friday it would begin winding down its operations after its funding was eliminated by the Trump administration and Congress. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting is a private nonprofit founded in 1967 that serves as a steward of funding public media. It provides funds to 1,500 local public radio and television stations, as well as PBS and NPR. It employs about 100 people. President Trump signed an executive order in May instructing the organization to cease federal funding for PBS and NPR. In June, the House approved the White House request to claw back $1.1 billion in already appointed federal funds to the CPB. I want to say Customs and Border Protection, right? So I want to do CBP instead of CPB because, well, let's face it, Customs and Border Protection is a much more worthwhile cause, wouldn't you all agree? The Senate Appropriation Committee's 2026 appropriations bill eliminated funding for CPB for the first time in over 50 years. Do you know what that tells us? See, because CBS is trying to spin this as it's the first time in 50 years. This is such an outlier. Trump's such a bad guy. He's taking funds away from your local stations. You won't know what the weather is. I mean, 90% of people rely on the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and these stations for their emergency weather reports. And I polled you folks on this station that is complete garbage. Nobody relies on them for their weather alerts. I think there was 2 in the whole audience that day. So, folks, this is incredible. But they're trying to be like, oh, Trump's the bad guy here. It's the first time in 50 years. Do you know all that tells me is that every other Republican president didn't do the job? This is the first time we get it. Are you serious? Not even Ronald Reagan did that. And I loved Ronald Reagan. Come on, man. This is crazy. All right, back to this. This is so awesome. Listen to this. Despite the extraordinary efforts of millions of Americans who called, wrote, and petitioned Congress to preserve federal funding for CPB, we now face the difficult reality of closing our operations, said CPB President and CEO Patricia Harrison in a statement. Of course, it's a lady. And she's not only the CEO, but she's the president too. It only makes sense. Okay. Wait. Let's look this lady up. See if she looks like the liberal you think she would look like. Let's see. I just can't help myself. Patricia Harrison. Command C. Let's see. Command V. We need some images of her. She looks exactly like I would expect her to look. There she is. Does this not look like a liberal lady? Oh my gosh. All right. So that's the proof came through there. All right. Back to this though. CPB remains committed to fulfilling its fiduciary responsibilities and supporting our partners through this transition with transparency and care. The organization said in a statement it told employees that a majority of staff positions will conclude when the fiscal year ends on September 30th, 2025. The CPB did not say exactly how many positions that was. A small transition team will remain through January of 2026 to ensure a responsible and orderly closeout of operations. Mr. Trump also fired 3 members of the 5-person board in April. In response, CPB sued, arguing the president was exceeding his authority, but that case was dropped today. Oh, gosh. This is so much winning, I can't stand it. Both PBS, NPR, the most high-profile public media organizations, have long been the target of Republican criticism and have been preparing for the possibility of cuts since Mr. Trump's reelection. The broadcasters received roughly $500 million in public funding through the CPB. In March, PBS CEO Paula Kruger and NPR President and CEO Catherine Mayer. There's no guys that can work at these places. We know Catherine Mayer, right? We've talked about her before. Let's look up this Paula Kruger, okay? Let's see what she looks like. I mean, apparently, I'm beginning to think that they discriminate against men. Oh, there she is. There she is. Jeez. Folks, these are the women you thought they would be. All right, let's get back to the article. Catherine Mayer defended their organizations from accusations of bias in testimony before a House subcommittee. Okay, this is so ridiculous. How do you defend the indefensible? How many of you, folks, think that the Corporation for Public Broadcasting is not biased? Are they biased or not biased? Just in the chat, write that down. If a business cannot sustain itself without tax dollars, it doesn't deserve to exist. Exactly, Immortal Legend. It's not even a business at that point. It's just a publicly funded institution. Okay? That's what it is. Come on. Their news isn't good enough to keep you there. So instead, they have to rely on government money, forcing your money. This is exactly like our education system that extracts tax dollars from us when we should be educating our kids through better schooling. But instead, they not only extract our tax dollars, they extract the dollars through union dues of the teachers who don't even believe in the public education system the way it's run right now. They extract their dollars to put it into the union dues to then use that money to reelect Democrats. It is just the greatest Ponzi scheme going on. The Democrats have got this figured out, folks, but it's all falling apart now because of President Donald J. Trump. How many of you in my lovely audience love the job that Donald Trump is doing? How many of you? Come on. I hear all the time, because he's not doing enough. Man, I am telling you, he walked into the hornet's nest and he is doing so much. And don't worry, just like I talked with David Clements, when I'm out elk hunting in September, we're finally going to start seeing the major arrests. We have to build cases for these, and it's happening. And God, what people, we have had zero, count them zero for the last 3 months. Let me just double check my stats on this here. I'm pretty certain I've got this right. Yeah, May, June, and July. Not a single illegal was released into our country. Not one. Not one. Not one. For the last 3 months, not a single illegal released into our country. He's doing a freaking phenomenal job. He took over from one of the worst administrations, most corrupt in the history of our nation. And what he is doing is absolutely incredible. Does he get everything right? No, neither do you. My word. Mayer warned that defunding public radio poses a real risk to the public safety of the country. She said some NPR stations receive more than 50% of their budget from federal funding and may face layoffs and station closures. How many of you, I just can't help myself, but I get so excited about this news. I got to do these polls because I just love watching the chat. How many of you feel bad that these NPR stations are losing more than 50% of their budget from federal funding, and that some of these stations may close. How many of you are upset about NPR stations closing? Do tell, because I'm not. I am cheering this. Oh my gosh. I love the Javier Milei style federal cuts. Actually, Javier went even more scorched earth. But interestingly enough, it seemed like in Argentina, they did not have the ability to stop Milei as much as they did Trump. I mean, all these judges that have worked against Trump, it blows my mind. But anyways, rural areas would feel the largest impacts, Mayor said. Local stations also provide vital alerts in emergencies like storms, floods, and wildfires. Folks, I'm really serious here, and I'm going to watch the chat. I know you guys told me that you did not get your information on natural disasters and warnings for tornadoes or whatever might be coming from NPR. But can I ask a question? Where do you get your alerts from? Especially those in rural. Please comment. Tell me where you get your alerts from for these weather calamities or wildfires or those types of things where you might actually have to evacuate, because this is important information for you to get. Yeah, exactly. From your freaking phone. Thank you. Okay, from your cell phone. You can't shut the stupid thing up. The alerts come screaming at you. Even if you don't want them, you get the alerts. It's so freaking stupid. How dumb do they think we are? We get these. Gosh. Back to the article. All right. This is so dumb. Public media, public radio, public television are a critical part of the emergency response plans of nearly half the states in this nation, Mayor said in an interview with CBS News on July 17th. If these types of emergency alerting go away, you will have fewer outlets to be able to respond in real time to future natural disasters. God help us all. This is the kind of trope they give us to tell us we can't live without them. Folks, I haven't watched. Oh, my word. When was the last time you watched public broadcasting, like PBS, even your local station, any of it? When is the last time you in my audience have watched this? Because I remember when I was a kid watching Sesame Street. When my kids were younger, we did watch a little Blue's Clues, I guess. Never really relied on them for news. Yeah, you guys over 50 years don't get it. Over 35 years. Look at this. Never. Some of you never watched it. I mean, I'll admit I've watched it. Some weekends, not in years. Oh, I like Antique Roadshow. That was kind of an interesting show. Amiana. Yeah, that was interesting. Zero PBS even did weather alerts, some 57. Bob Ross and Justin Wilson back in 1987. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Nobody's using them. PBS is a joke. Exactly, Buster Savage. Clifford. I remember Clifford the Big Red Dog. I remember that. He grew because of so much love. That's right. And what was that? His Emily was his owner or something like that. Anyways, Bonanza, that wasn't a PBS thing. Was Bonanza PBS? I didn't think Bonanza was PBS. Nova, that was a long time ago. Do they still do Nova? I don't know. Mr. Rogers, boy, that's dating yourself there, Sharon. I mean, Monty Python in the 70s. Okay. So, I mean, the 80s, everybody's going back to 80s or 70s here. That's the last time you people have watched PBS, and they're trying to tell us we can't live without them. It's really interesting. Nobody watches them. When was the last time you listened to public radio, like a public radio station? I did an interview on, I've done 2 interviews on NPR. One was, back in 2004, I was a George Bush voter, and so they wanted to know why I could even support George Bush, and I said because he's not John Kerry. Lawrence Welk, holy cats. Let me see. And then the other time I was interviewed on there was about my book, Resorts of Minnesota. And it was the right crowd. I mean, it was a lot of people who would like resort history. So that did work good. But listening to NPR, I mean, I've listened to the classical music a few times because I do like some classical music. Maybe you guys don't like classical music. I like a lot of different music. I like classical, like country, like contemporary Christian. Some of it's kind of lame. They just repeat themselves. But there's some very good Christian artists out there. I don't know. I listen to bluegrass. I don't like lots of stuff, rock. But yeah, I can't even remember the last time I listened to NPR. I just I tried to listen to it. Let me think now. What election would that have been? Was that back around 2016? And I tried to listen to him a little bit. I just wanted to see what they were saying during the Trump administration. It was so gross. It was so slanted. I just couldn't even do it. Yeah, I don't know. Look at this. Yeah, look at none of you listen to this crap. Somebody, I saw an interesting comment here. Where was it? I was born in 1960. Blues Kids was not gay when my kids was young. Yeah, I mean, Blues Clues at one time it wasn't. They did. They turned him gay. Gosh, this is the problem with NPR, man. It's wild. Absolutely wild. Crazy stuff. Anyway, I'm so excited about this win, though, folks. I'm kind of like just reading your comments here and rambling along, but I thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited about this. Please smash that like on your way out. Go check out my other sponsor too, mypillow.com/lumberjack. Get some of those Rev 7 energy drinks. I'm telling you, people, you will love them. They taste great. They give you a different kind of energy. I use them before I do my group cycle classes. If you're in Hibbing, Minnesota, I teach group cycle or spin classes at it's now called Steel Fitness, formerly Lux Fitness. Do you want to come take some? I do Monday nights at 6:30, are we? I think. And Thursdays at 4 now. So I'm really enjoying it. I haven't taught group cycle in a long time, but I absolutely love teaching group cycles. So anyways, you guys are great. Thanks for being my loyal audience. I love y'all. Keep fighting a good fight. All right. Peace out.